What's going on, Noles Nation? It's your boy CJ Wilson with Roll Up Network. Time to get going with the recruiting tidbits from this past weekend. It was a big weekend in regards to visits for the Clemson game. Even though the outcome wasn't what we wanted as far as on-field product, it was a lot of positives to take away from that weekend. So before we get started, though, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. It's always free. So again, like and subscribe. Let's get it started. Let's go ahead and start with Cedric Baxter, 4-star running back, a former FSU commit and current Texas commit. He took a surprise visit to FSU. That took social media by storm when he announced his visit. And from all accounts, the visit went really well. Baxter really enjoyed what he saw. And his message was pretty much a lot of these coaches say they're going to run the football and going to get him involved with running the football. But for FSU to actually show it and to see the product, that really paid dividends in regards to Cedric Baxter's visit. We ran up for over 200 yards on Clemson, something that's unheard of in regards to running for that many yards on Clemson. Lawrence toward Philly, Trey Benson, along with Jordan Travis, had a productive day. And this is all with Trayshawn Ward being out of the lineup. So they showed that he could run the ball, that we could run the ball. And Cedric Baxter stated the staff for the past 2 years have been preaching the vision to him and what they want in regards to the on-field product and where they see him at in regards to that vision on-field product. But he hasn't seen it just yet. It's been hard to see with just them trying to show the vision within the last couple of years, getting things together in regards to putting the roster together, things like that, to really put out the product they want offensively. Well, this year, they've shown that in this game, it showed it even more for Cedric Baxter. So that's something to keep an eye out on. He was really impressed with the visit. He said he would possibly schedule an official visit in December. Now, if he falls through with those plans in December, that's something to look out for as far as a possible flip. Until then, we're going to play it cool, but just something to keep your eye out going forward with Cedric Baxter. If he does schedule that official visit, I like the chances for a flip there. That's if he does schedule the official visit. So that's something we'll keep an eye out on. Excuse me. And speaking of running backs, let's go ahead and stay within the running back room. A big name that's been floating around recently within FSU is Michael Mitchell, the running back that's currently committed to Utah. You guys listened to me in the past. I said that he currently has some grade issues that he's trying to work through. Has been the pause with FSU and offering him a scholarship. Well, the grades have been updated and they're still not where they should be as far as FSU's liking. So we're gonna have to reevaluate things back in December once the grades update again. Where FSU stands on that, I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see how those grades turn out. Now, for example, if Cedric Baxter does come back for that official visit and things goes well, I feel like they'll probably move on from Michael Mitchell, but that's something we'll keep an eye out on. I do feel like his best possible chance was to have the grades ironed out early within his first period. That'll give FSU that sigh of relief, so to speak, in regards to knowing that he will be qualified and fully able to go into the class. Moving forward, that's still up in the air. So how long FSU waits out, we're not exactly sure. But if you have a guy like Cedric Baxter in the back pocket, I doubt they wait that long. Moving on, let's go to Keldric Faulk, current defensive end commit, one of our blue chip pass rushers. He pretty much shut down his recruitment. He was originally scheduled to be in Tennessee for the Alabama and Tennessee game. Thank God he didn't make that visit, as it was an electric atmosphere in the win for Tennessee. Instead, he elected to come to FSU for the Clemson game, and we knocked the visit out of the park. He loved it. Said it seems like home. It is home, rather. Getting that game day experience was pretty much the ice on the cake for Keldric. He said he's going to likely go ahead and shut down his recruitment and be a part of the Noles class. Let's move on to the offensive line. We got Rodrick Kearney, and it's been a lot of up and downs with Rodrick Kearney with going back and forth for visiting Florida and Florida State. He was scheduled to be at Florida this weekend for the LSU game. Ended up canceling those plans and took an official visit to FSU for the Clemson game. By all accounts, that visit went perfectly well. He was really close with a lot of players. I know Quayshawn Sapp specifically. Quayshawn is a true freshman offensive lineman that was in the previous 2022 recruiting class. Good relationship with Coach Atkins. I feel like the atmosphere is really amazing as well. But I think that'll be something to watch out for Rodrick Kearney. I'm not 100% sold that his recruitment is 100% shut down. We'll have to monitor that to see if he does make it back on the Florida campus moving forward. But as of now, I think things are kind of cooled down with that. We got him on campus for the Boston College game, get him back on campus for the Clemson game. We'll see how things go moving forward. But as of now, I think Rodrick Kearney will end up staying within his class. Speaking of offensive line, we're going to stick with the offensive line again. So we got I think it's Zechariah Owens. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. He's currently committed to Clemson. It's been a crazy recruitment for him the last couple of days. He decommitted from Clemson It took a visit to FSU, ended up committing back to Clemson on Monday, 10/18/2022. In regards to that recruitment, whenever you take a visit from, well, let's back up a little bit. Dabo Swinney, he doesn't allow his commits to take visits. The term all in is simply put as all in, and that goes for the players and the coaches. Once you commit to Clemson, Dabo's not going to take your commitment unless you're 100% sure and you're done with your recruiting process and you don't want to take any visits, things like that. Now, let me back up a little bit on that. I'm not saying Dabo doesn't want the recruits to enjoy their process. He just wants to make sure those guys are sure within their process before committing to Clemson. And also on the flip end, if those guys do commit to Clemson, they're locked in within their class. There is no way they can be pushed out or anything like that, lose their scholarship or anything like that. So it goes both ways in regards to the Clemson platform, as far as the recruits being all in and the coaches being all in with the players. And also Clemson, whenever they offer player scholarships, that's a committable offer on the spot. They're not like other schools that will offer scholarships that's not really committable. Whenever Clemson offers you, that's a guaranteed spot for you if you want to be into that class. So I say that to say this: Owens decided to take this visit, end up decommitting. The visit went. It was an interesting visit. The visit, I wouldn't say it went well, but once he was on campus and on the visit, a lot of the Clemson recruits and current commits was texting him and saying, hey, you know what happened? Want you back in the class, that type of deal. So he was kind of feeling conflicted while on visit. But I do want to address the rumors that he felt miserable while on the visit. That's not true at all. He did enjoy his visit. He had a recruiting staff with him 100% of the time. I do believe, or not believe, I do know that he's not 100% take right now for FSU, so that may have factored into his recruitment going back to Clemson. I know FSU, they want to take one more offensive lineman within this class, and DJ Chester, his teammate, is the highest offensive lineman on the board. Excuse me. Now, Rodrick Kearney end up decommitting and signing with Florida, then we'll possibly be, being running for more offensive linemen. But we currently have 2 committed, and I know Coach Atkins only wants to take 1 more offensive lineman within this class after taking 6 high school offensive linemen within the last class. So I say that to say this: Owens they weren't really pushing too hard for Owens at this time due to a numbers thing. So that may affect into him going back to Clemson. And also, Dabo doesn't usually take commits back after you decommit. So that was interesting for him to take that commitment back. I do know Clemson is hurting on the offensive line. They only took 2 or 3 last recruiting cycle. I'm not exactly sure that number. And they only have 2 or 3 committed within this recruiting cycle. So they want to get more offensive linemen. So, and this was prior to Owens decommitted. I mean, prior to him decommitting, excuse me. So have him back in the fold is good for Clemson from a number standpoint. For FSU, it's not a big deal, as Atkins only wants 1 more offensive lineman, and we pretty much have that offensive lineman. He's going the full court press, excuse me, with that offensive lineman in regards to DJ Chester. So we're in a good spot on the offensive line. Don't panic, Noles Nation. You guys know Coach Alex Atkins. He definitely has us. Sticking with the offensive line, let's go to his teammate DJ Chester. I feel very good with DJ Chester and where FSU stands currently with him. He came back on Sunday after the Saturday's game to say goodbye to the coaching staff, things like that. It's a battle within Ole Miss and LSU. I think LSU would probably be the biggest threat right now. But if we get DJ Chester back on campus, I feel like Coach Atkins will sew this up. I like Atkins as the lead recruit within this recruitment. And I feel like if we keep pushing and doing things that we need to do, and also the on-the-field product, we should be okay. So going along with DJ Chester, and if we keep doing what we're doing on the field and build upon this early season success, I think DJ Chester will be a Nole at the end of the day. But again, it's still a long process within this recruitment. Everything is still fluid with recruiting, so that could change. But at this point in time, I like what FSU and Coach Atkins stands with DJ Chester. Hykeem Williams, the 5-star receiver. He was back at the FSU for the Clemson game, knocked it out of the park, enjoyed his visit. He was also recruiting for FSU, which is very good. He did state he doesn't have any other visits lined up to other schools at this time, and he also plans to be back for the Georgia Tech game, which is really big. I wasn't expecting him to say that. So for Hykeem to say that, and just how he was really involved within the visit this past weekend and engaged with the coaching staff and along with the other recruits, I feel comfortable with Hykeem Williams sticking with this commit within his class. And speaking of kids that he was recruiting, also we have Damari Brown, 4-star cornerback out of Fort Lauderdale American Heritage, big time recruit. He enjoyed his visit as well, knocked it out of the park. He's a kid that doesn't really say too much to the media, but things I'm hearing back from the backstories in regards to his recruitment, I feel like we're in a good spot. Hykeem is doing an excellent job in pushing. He's pretty much a secondary lead recruiter for Damari Brown. There's some competition for him as well, though. He's supposed to visit Alabama this upcoming weekend, and he also has an official visit scheduled for Miami for the Florida State game on November 5th. So if FSU do their job in regards to that weekend and possibly beat Miami, we could see and do well for the rest of the season. It could be, I think things kind of ball well for us. We're in a good spot. I'm not going to say we're in the spot to lame at this point in time, but if we keep recruiting him and keep winning games and showing the on-field product, I think it'll be a pretty interesting recruitment down the stretch. Clemson, he officially visited Clemson over the summer, so we'll see if Clemson still pushes for him down the stretch in regards to that commitment as well. So as of now, I say Alabama, Miami, Florida State, and Clemson round out the top 4 for Damari Brown. So we'll see how that goes. Again, though, it was a really good weekend recruiting wise for FSU. If they would have won the game, it'd have been a home run. But let's say we had a double. We had a double with the RBI with the RBI coming in. So it's a pretty good visit. Not a home run, but a pretty good overall weekend as well. So we'll see how that plays out moving forward. Again, hit the like button, subscribe. It's the Roll Up Network. We got more coming. Hey, what's going on, Noles Nation? It's CJ Wilson. Want to give you guys a special message. Make sure you guys tap in every Wednesday at 12 p.m. We're going live on our YouTube channel. It's the best thing going right now. We have special guests depending on the opponent for the week for Florida State, Florida, and Miami. It's a really good vibe. So make sure you guys tap in with us. And also every Sunday, I repeat, every Sunday after games, we're going with No Cap Sunday. And it's a recap of all the games we played within that weekend. Pretty much it's church. It's time to repent for the sins and lies you told for the previous week. And take an honest look at your program and get things going. So make sure you guys tap in for the big show on Wednesday and for No Cap Sunday on Sunday morning. It would be good to go 12 p.m. for the big show, and No Cap usually around 9:30 to 10 a.m. We'll get that information out to you guys bright and early prior to No Cap, so don't worry about that. But again, like and subscribe to this video and be on the lookout for the big show on Wednesday at 12 p.m. and also No Cap Sunday. No Nation, let's go, baby. It's the Roll Up, it's the vibes.